played a Horde Dragon. I mean, I do think they're both still very good. We had this decision earlier. Like, these are still some very good heroes. I wouldn't really be unhappy with Sharebear or Piper or Morgan. I think I'm just going to go Horde Dragon. I think it has the most potential for high roll and certainly the most potential for fun, so all of those things I like. Looks like we got a Geppetto, Merlin. There's a Mordred and a Mad Catter, which I'm not the biggest fan of, and a Wonder Waddle. What are we doing in this shop? Are we shrinking? Are we buying Billy and just locking? I think that's maybe fine. We can leverage the shrink spell to get an extra gold on on the third turn, and then I don't mind like buying the cat or whatever. And the Billy Goat should be able to trade like often enough that I think it's worth it. So let's go ahead and shrink. We'll lock, and then let's maybe buy just the baby dragon, just in case they picked up a support. They were really strong there. They got to attack first, which meant we didn't really have a chance. If we attack first, we actually have a shot there, though. Let's buy this. Yeah, let's buy the Crafty, and we're just gonna shard like the Humpty here. Perfect. That will do just nicely. We can arrange it like this, I suppose. Okay. They got a Slay. It doesn't hurt us too much. Looks like they get a second one with the Cut Burst. It makes them very strong, but we don't take damage, which is mostly what I care about. Okay, so we're not in an awesome position here. I don't hate the Weaver plus the Mim. I don't hate the Pig plus the Mim, though I don't know if we're necessarily strong enough for the Pig to go off. The Weaver is a little awkward here in that the other Mim has a stat on it. So position-wise, we're going to want to do something like this, most likely. And we'll lock for the other Mim here. We'll see what the Mim treasure is to decide if we want to buy these dwarves. Or any of them, or what we're going to do. This will give us a bit of direction, which I think is valuable. It's entirely possible that we should have just ran the Weaver front row with the Mim support. Hopefully we kill something that actually matters here. Oh, that's too bad. Yikes. Okay. Take a bit of damage here. Not terribly surprising, given that our board is not very strong. Alright, so we have Sarcophagus, which is pretty much what I want to take here, I think. Early Sarcophagus is obviously great. Makes me not give a shit about these things. I kind of just want to find another evil thing. I mean, I guess we'll take the Crafties if it's going to be a pair. Maybe we just grab the Creeper, just because it's another evil. It's certainly better than the Baby Dragon, right? I think so. It's definitely better than the baby dragon, because it's just always 3 damage. But I don't know if it really matters a ton. Let's do this. And we can get a shot off with the Weaver with some extra stats on it, I think. We'll buy these for the treasure. There's a lot of tier 3s that are good. I would still probably take Ball. Map, obviously, is really good. Fancy Pants has actually been surprising me at plus 3/3. Like, it ends up being just enough, I think. Hopefully it hits this cat. It did not. It's less than ideal. Okay, that'll work. Donkey's a bit scary against our sarcophagus when we have a bunch of shitters, but could do Slay again with the Bad Moon. Could play Pumpkins because we have the Sark already. Kind of feel like that's maybe a little better. Which makes me maybe want the Sting or the Ring of Revenge. I think it's probably just Sting then, as opposed to the Bad Moon. We could cast the spell. Makes our Creeper a little better. We could take the Crafty. I think I'm just going to roll and see if I can find a nice evil. Alright, Creeper, you tried. You did your best, but you're shit, so you're out. If I had one more gold, I would probably 4 glory, but this'll be fine for this round. And then ideally, we're gonna be moving the Weaver to the back row, and finding just either more tokens for the front row that are theoretically evil, or well, can we kill this Geppetto like right now? That would be nice. Geppetto with the Corrupted Heartwood is pretty scary, because this really opens them up to pumpkins later. They can just be playing whatever garbage, and it works pretty well for them. We could maybe Monster Book. I think Monster Book is good enough here. Means we can probably put this in the back now. We need a 20 attack book. I guess it's fine. Do we need a big-ass mummy? I guess this thing really sucks if it's not in the front. The mummy is nice with the Sting. It's basically the only feature that it has, though, is it's just nice with Sting. I'm not sure if that's good enough. Alternatively, buy it and just put it in the front slot and just like run the Weaver in the back, or with one of the supports. Could also Burning Palm. I think I'm going to try this, though. I don't know if my supports are in the right spots. Yeah, not killing that donkey there really blows, because our opponent has also Sarcophagus. So this donkey is like really fucking our shit up. It's really pretty terrible, in fact. I suspect it means that we're going to take a little bit of damage here. Yeah, that's not great. Leaning on the Sarcophagus to be successful and then having an opponent with one is really rough. Sheep and Wolf's Clothing and the Monster Book are both really good here. Well, the Monster Book is fine. Trying to decide if I want this. So what does this give us? What does it open up for us? Potentially tier 5 treasure. If they have a monster book in the front and we steal it, we can get the treasure right away. It's maybe worth locking. I should have probably bought and sold the chicken then if I was going to do this, but I can decide if this mummy needs more stats or if that's just like reasonable enough. I feel like 12 damage plus 3 damage is usually good enough. Why does everybody have a fucking upgraded donkey? Like, what the fuck? Stop. Oh my god, dude. Okay. These donkeys, man, are just ruining my life here. I guess the sarcophagus was not the meta when everybody's just got literally donkey, donkeys. Like, fuck, dude. We stole a black cat. Just like a little bit of an upgrade. Nothing too exciting. Let's buy the book and roll. Let's make sure that they die here. For doing that, we need to reposition a little bit. We could potentially just not play the mage and play the other monster book. Or just the other spellweaver. Maybe the other spellweaver makes more sense, just to get a bit more scaling. I don't know if we're going to keep him around forever, but the range does help with the Cat's Call. I suppose technically the Wicked Witch is also good with the Cat's Call, but I don't know. I feel like this is okay. Like, ideally we're going to be grabbing pumpkins right away anyway. Pumpkins, Neans. Neans for tier 6 treasures. Sirens, I think, would be also fine for the same reason, tier 6 treasures. I see, they have double pumpkin. Well, I'm glad that I Cat's Called here then. Because this may not even be enough. They ended, so they actually have extra health here too. So this would be 3, 4, 5, so that would be 9. So our whole back row has to be alive, basically. Which is certainly possible. Okay. So that takes care of that. Ah, we found a pumpkin. How convenient. I don't really care about the Turkish Delight. Obviously it's good here, but we're pretty well where we want to be. I'm going to Wormroot the pumpkin so that it's not in fireball range anymore. Because ideally we don't want to be unnecessarily leaving ourselves open to fireballs. This makes these pretty weak. Are we just cutting the mummy, maybe? If we do this, we could just sell these 4 and buy the Nian. Kind of okay with that. It could even be the Nian over the cat. I think I like this better, yeah. It's not that I hate the cat, it's just so weak here. Like, most of the time. I need to kill this Medusa before it gets a chance to attack if we can. Oh, that's too bad. Luckily it attacked into the sting slot. Well, this is going to be bad for our opponents. It does not summon the max amount. Oh no, it does because of the extra unit from the sheep. So that's not great for them. Let's go ahead and roll. I think because we're on 5, I'd rather roll than casting the 1-cost spells. So we can do something like this and actually find a real treasure. So 9th book is interesting because it does work with the pumpkin a bit. Because there's a lot of mages that it can summon that end up casting extra spells as well. And we don't really want any of the other ones anyway, so let's just take 9th book here. And I would like... I wouldn't have hated that siren, but... Okay, let's do this. I know it feels like kind of a weak board, but we're going to be slinging a bunch of extra spells. I'm looking to pick up Aeons now. Aeon would be good with the Neans, and it's good with the 9th book. Or sorry, good to replace the Nean, because Nean obviously doesn't do much for us here. Ideally, other pumpkins would be nice. Tripling these would be okay. There's plenty of evil mages that we can work around, so... That's not great. Monkey's Paw here is pretty brutal. Or can be pretty brutal anyway. Our spells were pretty weak there overall. Well, our lightning bolt at the end at least let us tie. The paw there was really good though. Ideally I'd rather get 4s than more Neans. Trying to think of what other treasures I would even want at 6. Wand, maybe? I think I'm more apt to look for pumpkins or these books. Aeons, those kind of things for right now. I don't believe that the fireball is going to be super good here. How do we position here? Like, do I want the sheep over the Nean? I don't think so. We're in this position where an opposing Sark is really quite strong against us because we really don't have that much health. But we're slinging a lot of spells. We didn't actually see any Aeons, but I think it's probably fine. I might grab the sheep if we see one, just for the option of getting Mimic. Mimic is obviously really strong here. Always with the Medusas, huh? Can we kill that? Nice. That's so good for us. It doesn't exactly waste the reduplicator, but it is really good for us. Summon 2 more books. It's nice. We're going to need to kill this donkey with one of these books, ideally. Okay, it only summoned 1 more thing. That's fine. I wish this cat would have died so we had more room to summon stuff. So we get another 2 books. A lot of earthquakes. God, this sarcophagus and these donkeys are just like fucking best friends. It's crazy. so we cast one more spell. Another tie. I'm not too surprised. Our donkey summoning was not ideal. Let's go ahead and roll. Alright, we can probably just pick up Wand over Sting then. Do we want the Sporko then? Probably not. We still really want more like the Aeon. What would I even take here? Probably none of this, weirdly. Obviously the wand doesn't do much now, but it will be more useful later. This chicken shouldn't even be in. This is a bit of a risk for no reason. Yeah, maybe Arc would have been fine. I still think the wand is just more useful. Arc doesn't really work with pumpkins. Like, the summons don't actually get any stats out of it, which is not really ideal. Looks like somebody's pointing that out. They're most likely on dwarves or something. They had Crown earlier. We could double kiss the Nian. That is pretty good. We have a bit of gold here. These are just 40/40s. We can just take another Spellweaver and maybe lead this in the front. I guess if this turned into Prism, Mimic... sorry, Mirror Mirror. Those would be good. They have a large Lightning Dragon, so we're going to have to make sure that we position and plan for that once we get to the point of fighting the Curse King here. Unfortunate, Herc just died in one hit. They have Drax Saber, which is really bad for us. It literally just counters our Saber. They are Omega huge. So we're going to need Apple Trees. I don't think we're going to be able to scam them enough without Mimic. We just don't get to cast enough spells, basically. And it seems like Angry really wants to make this extra difficult. The Sark is pretty much useless at this point. Just took 18 from Dwarves. Fair enough. Alright, let's roll. Give us a 5. No Mimic is unfortunate. I don't know if I can take any of these then. Ambrosia really doesn't do that much for us. Evil Eye does literal nothing, and the Helm goes on a book, which isn't really that useful. Dragon doesn't do anything. Yikes. I don't know what to do here, to be honest. Wow. It looks like we're probably just going to die. Our comp really hasn't come together much beyond what we started with, basically. Getting Pumpkin hit there was pretty brutal. Wow, we tied? Okay, we'll take that. We'll take a turn off to trigger our Hercules here, and we'll figure something out from there. We should be fine to trigger it here. I'd like to have hit these books at some point. Alright, so we got Mimic. We know that the sarcophagus is fucking useless. Okay, so this theoretically could be a treasure. We don't actually need the monster book anymore. Still really kind of need an Aeon to actually get some stats on these things. But if this gives us Mimic, I think that would probably be the best thing, just to cast a lot of spells. We'll just have, Mirror Mirror to go with the Mimic and cast the most amount of spells possible. Like, I do think the Wand can allow us to theoretically scam. Like, Shrivel can still do pretty well against the Waddle, in theory. But I think, like, Triple Pig would be our ideal scenario in these. Triple Lightning Bolt would probably be really good against the Curse King. It would just kill their whole back row, and then their Slay Engine doesn't work at all. Which we like. Wait, are we dying here? How did we get so much weaker? Oh, maybe our spells were just bad. Oh, we killed the Bearstein with the sarcophagus last time. Ugh. And our spells have been pretty bad this time. Yeah, fair enough. We take a little bit of damage here. We got a triple Echo Wood. So we do get 2 looks, so we can almost guarantee that we get the thing we want. So we'll take Prism over Wand. And then, since we didn't hit it, we probably just skip. Though the 100 sword is pretty good with the pumpkin. It's a 200 sword. It is a lot. Wand is also like 10-10 in stats. Oh, I regret so much about doing this. Okay, well, obviously we're just memeing now. Forgot we didn't have balls, so it's just going to take 10,000 years to cast this. My bad. Yeah, I should have taken 100 sword. Oh, we're just dead here, though. I can't imagine, unless we get some insane spell scam, that we're going to be able to not just die here. Especially since we still had Herc in. Herc is, like, quite useless here. I mean, those are some nice spells, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The Drac Saber's, like, really brutal. And what did we pig? We pigged the Bossy. We got 2 mages. We have a couple more shots at spells. We tie. We'll take that. Especially after doing that Black Prism nonsense. Especially a temporary one. Yeah, that was fucking yikes. Okay, here's an Aeon. We don't need this anymore. We definitely don't need that anymore. We need something. Because they got that Lightning Dragon still, which is problematic. Could just grab like a Sporko. It is basically the upgraded monster book. I don't think we necessarily need that. I feel like the spell weaver makes us weaker. We just need a targeted spell. Oh, I did it again. I'm such an idiot. I gotta stop doing that. Alright, so we'll have to see how good this pumpkin is. Holy shit, it's so bad. Hit this one. Oh my god, are we just dead? Amazing. Yeah, I guess we die. Fair enough. Yeah, that Black Prism was a mistake. That should not have been picked. The Black Prism should have been the 100 sword, and I should have found something else there. That was really bad. But we're a bit tired, so I can kind of tell that I'm not playing as well as I was earlier today. Losing a bit of the mental energy, but we'll take our third. That is a decent finish overall. So I do regret the switch there. I like finding the mirror is a massive upgrade on our board, and we got 2 looks at it. We were unlucky not to find it actually. There's only 7 tier 7s, right? Because there's Prism, Excalibur, Wand, Magic Sword, Mirror, Holy Grail, and Round Table. And by removing one from the pool, it was literally a coin flip. So the first one was what, like 40% or whatever, and then the second one was a 50-50 for us to get it. So having 2 tier 6s, or sorry, tier 7s, and not seeing Mirror is unlucky. But yeah, I definitely should have ran the Magic Sword. With the Pumpkin, it's like way stronger in the front slot. Even with the Mimic Mirror, I still think it was probably a deal, because we could have put you know, Dragon there. We could have put just any token. I think would have been fine. But overall, it was good beats. We were summoning too many shitty things, like too many 3s and not enough 5s. Like, we needed more Aeons. I should have sold this for the Aeon. I wasn't thinking about the Pumpkin. There's a lot more mages on 4, especially from an upgraded Pumpkin, to get more spells out of them. At 3, there's only... if we go to characters and we filter by mage... so at tier, I guess 3 and 4 has the same number of them, but the, like, Sporkos and Lady of the Lakes and Court Wizards are often going to be better than the, like, Spellweavers, Good Witch, whatever, and then there's also Monster Book. So technically there's 4, like, reasonable hits, plus Medusa on 4, whereas 3 just, like, has a bunch of really shit hits. So we should have been trying to replace these 4s with something better. Because we already had plenty of shitty summons, we would have wanted them to be a little bit better, basically. But yeah, we played a little bit sketch at the end. The Prism was a bit of a mistake, bit of a meme. But we'll take our third. So third, Horde, Dragon. It very well could have gone our way, and we scammed them out of the comp as well. But we still had this shitter in our comp, which needed to go, basically. The round where we saw the other Aeon, I should have sold the garbage that was in our hand and just put it in. It would have been better by a lot, miles, in fact. We should have sold this plus the 2 good units that were in our hand and just, like the Echo and the other guy, and then just done it, and it would have been better. So that was a bit of a mistake, but in the end, it doesn't really matter too much. So that should put us at 48 points, I believe, because that's 7 for third, which is a pretty good finish on day 1. I don't know if that puts us in first or not. I assume it's probably pretty close, but I'm sure somebody else is going to come along and just like absolutely crush that somewhere down the road here. And there are a few players that if they get first in their final lobby will pass me pretty comfortably. So yeah, overall, pretty good day. I think that we will probably take a bit of a break. And then we'll come back either tomorrow. I'll stream a bunch. I might stream a little bit later. Well, let me see who's on, I guess. Maybe I just kill it and then reload it so that I don't have the delay, and then I play a little bit more. I'm like kind of tired, right? I'm thinking about maybe sending you over to somebody else, chilling out for a little bit, and then if I decide to come back without the delay, I will. If not, you know, we'll just call it. But let's go ahead and do that. We'll wait for this game to end, and then I will host it over to